Hey folks, one more 3-minute with Ryland session. I had an incredibly busy morning. I was excited constantly, lots of good sessions today. Cultural change, decision processes, and then a 2-hour conversation that was so multidisciplinary it might take me 2 minutes to just explain all the disciplines that came together at it. It was really exciting, and it was just at lunch. So that was cool, totally unexpected. I'm gonna have to do a little unit on that later. This afternoon I attended a session that I felt had some very portable, really clear things, and I wanna appreciate Paul Tevis for giving his session Avoiding the Coaching Trap. There were 2 things he pointed out that I think are really good for people to think of, and this applies to agile coaching, but I think it applies to any coaching in general. The purpose of coaching is to influence future effective behavior. I like that a lot because it takes the onus off the past and the history and trying to repair the past. No one can repair the past. We can only change the future, right? The past is fixed, it's over. That doesn't mean we're done with it. I mean, the impacts of it can last a long time. I'm just pointing out that we can't change it now. That said, how do we use what happened in the past to make better futures? So I felt that was really great. And another thing he pointed out is, as he put it, the weaponization of a phrase that we hear a lot. And I'm a huge fan of the phrase, and it was really good to hear this limit to the phrase, because very few things are fully unlimited, right? The phrase is, assume positive intent. I'm a huge fan of that. I think we should assume positive intent. We don't assume, I like to not assume that somebody walks into work in the morning figuring out how they can mess something up. I don't think anybody walks around trying to figure that out. Not with intention, the positive intention. So that said, he goes on to say this, and I love it, assume positive intent and acknowledge negative impact. I can understand that you tried to do something really positive. You intended a positive outcome, but the impact wasn't that. And then that is a valid topic for us to have a coaching conversation around. Whether that coaching conversation be informational or feedback or advice about how we change stuff in the future, things like that. There's a lot of different positions to take with that. You may have heard me say a phrase, listen to the words but trust the behaviors. The reason he refers to this as weaponized, his phrase, is that people sometimes who have decided they're not dealing with the situation at hand, the coaching or whatever it is, will keep hiding behind this phrase of, well, you got to assume I meant to do something well. I do assume you intend to do something well. And yet it hasn't been happening. Because somebody shouldn't have to say that many, many times before some of the behavior changes that leads to the negative outcomes or negative impacts. So I felt like that was a really great limitation on what is otherwise frequently a frequently used phrase, including from me. So I hope this has been a good 3 minutes with Ryland. There will be another later today, I expect, after I figured how to digest all that stuff from this morning. It was really cool. Still super excited to be here. I hope you're enjoying taking this little slice of the trip with me.